I'm just going to show off the Milwaukee tools I have and why I decided to choose the Milwaukee platform. I basically chose it because they have, in my opinion, the largest variety of tools, and they also are very innovative. They're not afraid to come out with new ideas, and they don't come out with the best tool in every category. No, they don't. But for a reasonable price, it's not nearly as expensive and outdated as a snap-on tool. So, yeah, this is what I have right here. So I'm just gonna start off with this. Look at that. That's my circular saw. I use that often on like flooring and stuff. And then the M18 grease gun. That's a good tool to have. If you got anything you need to grease, certain grease ports. Got my flashlight. A little, whatever you call this, little top off, little battery thing. I just use it for mainly charging up my stuff as far as like the phone and stuff. And I got my little workshop fan. I got my little multiple charger right there. And my little chargers right there. I'm gonna open this up. As you see right there, I got my two ratchets, the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch. I've been having this for about 3-4 years. I recently got this maybe about a year ago, maybe two. But yeah, those are good ratchets. Let's see, do I have anything in here? No. I'm just basically just showing the power tools that I got. Then as far as the M18, as you see, I got a few batteries, but then I got these forges on sale. It was, I ain't got the 8.0 forges in here, but I got them at home. I was able to get the 8.0 and the 12.0 for $250 when Home Depot had them on sale. But as you see right here, I got a large degree of impact wrenches. This is my mid-size. This is the new, I want to say 2967, but this the either 28 or 2967, one of them. But it's the new, the 3rd gen high torque. That's the 2nd gen. You know, everybody know about this one. That's basically like a classic. And then I got this 1 inch right here. It's stronger than what people give it for. Give it, you know, because I see a lot of complaints about it not being as strong and stuff like that. But if you utilize what you have right here, the one key, you could go on the one key app, and as far as like the bolt removal option, you could turn that on. And when you turn it on, you can raise up the RPMs all the way to about, I think it's 1650 RPMs. So then when you do that, right, this tool takes off the lug nuts very easily. And plus, if you add a force to it, it just makes it that much stronger. Like, it's been one of my most used tools because I take off those lug nuts, as you see right there, daily. So if I'm doing a few tires, I'm definitely turning to this first. If I'm doing stuff like, let's say if I'm dealing with like the landing gear or the leg assembly for the trailers, which would be those things right there. Can't barely see it because it's foggy. Then I would use this and this sometimes in combination, because I could take off the bolt and the nut hook them up on each side and just press the button and it'll take them off easy. Sometimes this can even take off lug nuts, but as far as the durability factor, I would prefer to just use this strictly because it's larger and it just seemed like it'll hold up a lot better than this. Like I used to have another version of this, or I had another one of these. It was dye. It had black dye, and I snapped the head off. I snapped the anvil off the lug nut because maybe that lug nut was just so tight. That's what it did. Let me see. And then right here, just got a few accessories. That's for the cutoff wheel. That's for the cutoff wheel for the little M12 little cutoff. And that's the little handle for the 1-inch, but I barely use that because it be in the way. This is like the little handle for this drill right here. This is a pretty solid drill right here. It's not the strongest, but I like it. It's better than the last drill that they had, I think it's Gen 2. And then this grinder right here is a very good grinder. Now, it can burn up the batteries if used often, but it's a very good grinder as long as you got the batteries. And then let me see, do I got anything? Nah, that's just that stuff. But then as far as up in here, this is the last of what I have here. Besides the little battery or whatever. This is my rivet gun, M12 rivet gun. Basically a breath of fresh air. I don't have to sit and play with a cord. I ain't got to drag a cord around the shop, and it's just so much better. This is just collecting the rivets after they've been used. This is my cutoff tool. Very popular tool in my opinion. I use this a lot. One of my favorite tools, actually. But and then this. It's my road dog right here. I've been having this for about maybe like 4 years. I've ran this over with a semi tractor. It went dead and wasn't working at all at one time, and then it came back to life, and ever since it's just been working just fine. As you see, 1988, They Live. Y'all should watch that movie. It's a great movie for the time that it's come out. Yeah, this is a great tool. I like how the design of how Milwaukee did this, right? And I have the newer one at home, but I don't have to bring it in because this has been so reliable. I just keep that one, the other one at home for home usage. And everybody know what this is. This is the stubby. Kind of set the tooling world on fire. Can't go wrong with it. One of my other favorite tools. It's been such a good tool that I really don't need the Gen 2. So I haven't upgraded to the Gen 2 yet because it's basically been doing its job. So I'm okay with it. And I got this Gen 1 die grinder. I didn't use this as much when I first got it, but as you see, it's pretty clean. But when I start doing the job I do now as a trailer mechanic, I started using this a lot more. Yeah, I started using it a lot more, and I started to see the value that it does bring to certain applications, certain things. When changing brakes, there's certain things you have to clean. It's just the little smaller things. And then this version right here, I liked the other one, but this one is basically way better, like an improved, updated version. I like it got these little by lights. They should have just did the tri lights like on the other tools, but it's basically a bigger, stronger version of that diagrammer right there. And yeah, it's a nice tool. It's good for if you're trying to get into tighter spaces. Like, you see the angle and how this cutoff wheel is, right? Sometimes it could be tough to get into tighter spaces, even though the tool is small. This right here can sometimes fill that particular void or whatever. And it just make it a little easier, just depending on the angle and stuff. But yeah, that's all I really got for this one. You guys, if you're looking for a stronger tool, once again, you get the forge combined with this 1 inch right here. You go to one key and you make the adjustments, because Milwaukee for some reason made the settings to where the bolt removal option or the reverse option for this tool is a lot more weaker than the fastening version. So you just want to go on there and if you want a stronger tool, adjust it, and you're gonna realize how much stronger it is than this version. It's a lot more stronger than this version. However, the RPMs on this version is much more faster than this version. So sometimes certain applications, this might slightly do better than this one. But as far as what I do, taking off lug nuts all the time, this is great. It's a better option than this one. But for automotive, this is basically all you need right here. I deal with trailer and sometimes with diesel stuff, so this is like what I use as far as like raw power and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Yeah, peace.